Good morning. Today's day 5 of the walk of the Camino. I'm anxious to get on out of this room and get walking. It's around 6:20, but it's still dark out, so kind of stuck, I think, until it gets a little more light out. One thing I need to do is try to get what they call a stamp for my passport, and I should have looked for one yesterday while reception was still open. The reception area doesn't open till 11 a.m. So basically it's a different building. They lock it down. And so the only thing that's going to be open is going to be that restaurant where I'm supposed to go over there for breakfast. It doesn't start for another 40 minutes. I'm hoping there's a stamp over there. If not, I'm going to try to get a couple on the way at cafes or something as I go in, because you're required to have a minimum of 2 stamps per day. So I got to get my last 2 to qualify for my Compostela. It's only like 47 degrees out. One thing about this room is that the heat went off during the night and the little radiators didn't continue to work. And so it got cold in here. But the problem is it's really damp. So the clothes that I washed and had dry, because the radiators were working earlier, I actually kind of had them laying over the radiators to dry them out. They absorb moisture back again through the night. I mean, my stuff feels kind of damp from sitting in this room. So that's probably why I'm anxious to go, because there's no point in sitting around in a cold, wet room when I could already be out on the road. If it's going to be cold and wet, I might as well be on the road. But again, I promised everybody that I wouldn't be out in the dark, so I have to wait. Anyway, first things first, though, got to get my stamp. So I guess I just need to be patient and wait till 7. I don't know. We'll see. But just really want to go. Well, I'm off on my walk this morning. You see, it's daylight, but the sun's not high up in the sky yet. I decided to cut out about 6:45. I wasn't waiting for the hotel to open at 7 to start serving breakfast, and it's like when you're this close to Santiago, you don't care about that. You just want to get going. So anyway, here we are. Actually, it was a good thing I was out on the road, because there's a couple who've been walking since 5 a.m. and the man had a terrible headache. Of course, there's nothing in that town. There's no pharmacies, there's no stores. So they finally stopped and asked if I had anything like Tylenol, and I did. So I was able to help somebody. So I guess I was supposed to be out here at this time to help a fellow traveler. I guess this is the way to go. I don't see signs. But there are a couple, 2 or 3 people behind me, so I'm not out here alone. Okay, I see a sign. So, anyway, got off to a good start. Just ready to get there. So, I'm gonna turn this around. You can see. Dumpsters. Aren't you excited? No, just kidding. I see some art in the wall. Got a rooster, a robot. Okay, there's my sign. I am 19 kilometers. So the next town up the road was called Opedruzo, or however you say that, I'm not really sure. But it's nice to be out here kind of in the quiet of the early morning, because I'm used to my early morning runs by myself in my neighborhood. And I like the peacefulness of that, so get to have a little bit of that this morning. This is kind of a cool section. It's pretty back in here. All the birds are chirping. Everybody's waking up. All right, I was able to about just shy of 3 miles on my walk this morning. At the 15-kilometer marker, there's a nice little cafe that I was able to get some more coffee and a croissant since I didn't eat breakfast at my hotel. And got my first stamp of the day since my hotel lobby. Well, I never saw a stamp at my hotel, so I got my first one of the day. I just need to find one more, and then I officially can turn in my little pilgrim's passport, basically, and get my Compostela. So, somewhat mission accomplished almost. But this is a pretty section, so I thought I'd film through here real quick. I am almost like 4 miles on my walk, and I know I'm just outside the airport at Santiago because I can hear the planes coming in and taking off. It's like over that way somewhere. And the trail I'm walking on clearly has had big trucks or tractors coming through here because there's been some clear cutting of some of the trees. And I could see like a factory stack with like smoke or something coming out of it across the distance. So I'm on that outside edge of Santiago. So we're not too far away. I mean, for the trail I have to walk. There's still a bit of a distance to go but if we were in a car by the highway, we'd be there in no time. Let me turn this around. Like I said, you can see the factory industrial stuff off in the distance. So, but it's nice to be over here, I guess, by the trees. Even though I can hear some the noise from the airport, but it's not too bad. In a couple of days, I'll actually go to that airport to fly back to Madrid. But I get to hang out for a good day and a half in Santiago. I don't know if I mentioned in an earlier video, but I was supposed to go on a tour to the end of the world. That's what they call it, Finisterre, or however they say it. But I decided to skip that tour, even though I paid for it. I don't care. I don't really want to be on a bus, all day out there and back. I think I'll save it for the next time I do a Camino. When I come into Santiago, then I'll do it then maybe. But this time around, I don't know, I guess I just don't feel the need to do it, even though people say, oh, you've got to go do that and got to go, go all the way to the end like they used to in the old days. But I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Yes, there's some fishing villages along the way that I think that the tour stops at, and I mean, that'd be nice to see, but I think like I said, I'll save it for the next one. It's not like I'll never do it. I just think I'll just postpone it. So, but anyway, I'm going to pick up my pace a little bit and get moving. This section of the trail, you see that hill up there? That is actually the end of a runway. Two big planes have just come overhead. Too bad I didn't have the video going because seeing them up from underneath and kind of that close was cool, but of course you can't predict. I don't know when the planes are taking off, so I can't see them to be lined up and ready to go. But that was the edge of the runways. So as we curved around, we got way closer to where they were taking off. So that's the airport right there. Like I said, the runways are ending at that hill. I mean, this really better be airborne by that point. So anyway, on a trail on the other side of the road, but that retaining wall is all the airport over there. Here's one. See where it's going. There it is. I got one, but one of the ones earlier was really cool because I literally just looked up and we were looking at the belly of it. It was the way it was taken off. I wish I'd been able to catch that. That's kind of cool. So, but anyway, good. There's 2 bars. Actually, I'll skip that. I'll keep going. I don't need to stop. You can tell those are some overlanders in the vans. You know, I've been looking for like old VWs while I've been here, but you know, interestingly enough, I have not seen any. Of course, I see, you know, current model VWs everywhere, but the old bugs and buses, they are not readily found here. And I was kind of hoping here in Europe, you know, that I would see some, but no such luck. Maybe I'll see some later. I'm keeping my hopes up. I was just hoping to get some cool pictures of some old VWs to add to our art collection in the garage in Janice's room. Give her some more decorations. But it's one of those little bars, I guess, down the way that the sign had advertised. You know, one thing I was thinking about, you know, a lot of the peregrinos who start at the further out points, especially if they're coming from France, at St. John, it's very quiet, and for many kilometers, hundreds of kilometers, is extremely quiet. And a lot of their complaints are that by the time they get to Syria, and I finally learned how to say that, it's Syria, that they're kind of disappointed with the amount of crowds and people and so forth. But yet it's also a transition point, basically bringing them back into, I guess, civilization, because they've been out there kind of in the quiet for an extended period of time. And I think that's always our challenge as Christians, is, you know, we have to live in this world, but try not to be of this world. So I guess, you know, as part of the Camino, if people want to look at it that way, it's good practice for being able to come back into this world, this reality, but maintain the peacefulness in your heart of what you've, you know, picked up on the Camino, or any lessons you learned on the Camino. And this old church is quite pretty, and they have a stamp. See the sign says Seo. I'm going to get another stamp in my passport to make sure I at least have my 2. And I'll keep on moving. Thought I heard bagpipes up the way. Let me dig out some money for this guy. We're going to see probably more of this as we get closer to town. People trying to make some money. Want some money? Okay, so I am about 4 kilometers from the cathedral. And had a little bit of rain, but I think it's going to clear off. Put my rain stuff away again, so. And I think it's actually going to get warmer here today too, which is nice. But as soon as I get to the cathedral, I'm going to go to the pilgrim's office. And I already did my registration online last night and got like a QR code that has to be scanned. And I guess that'll tell me the time to be in line to make to get the Compostela completed. I guess that's how they kind of get people through efficiently. One of the freeways coming into the city. see where people are getting rid of their shoes, putting their stickers all over everything. Anyway, I'm excited to get there, get my certificate completed. Then after that, I'll go to my hotel because I want to go in the cathedral, but I don't think you can take big backpacks in there, and I don't want to see my pack land somewhere, so I'll wait because I'm going to spend an extra day in Santiago, and I don't need to be rushing to get in there or anything. I can wait a minute. But today I do want to go to Mass because the great big incense thing, and I forget what they call it, but it only comes out on certain days. Well, today happens to be one of those like special feast days where they'll actually bring it out and they'll swing the incense thing. I guess it's quite massive, so I'd like to get there in time to see that. So, okay, so this is a park, obviously, that kind of well known because everybody's stopping and taking pictures here. Since I'm alone, unless I get somebody to take my picture, I'm gonna have to just video and let me just turn around and see. That's as good. Okay, there we go. That's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. I am going to head on. Wait here, let me turn this. Walk over there, but I'm too tired. I'm going to save my energy to get to the cathedral. So we are about a kilometer away from, right at a kilometer away from the church, and going to, like I said, I'm going to the pilgrim's office. But anyway, I wanted to capture some of what this part of Santiago looked like. These are narrow little streets. Get my Camino tattoo? No, I'll just wait. I'm not gonna get a tattoo in Europe. I will wait till I go home and I know that there's health standards in place in the US. If I even do it. I thought about getting a little Camino tattoo, but I need to think about it. But definitely not from here because, again, health standards, and I want to be sure needles are clean, and so we'll not be doing that here. I've been seeing them advertised as I was coming into town, but I can imagine a lot of people probably take them up on the offer as some kind of cheap promotional thing, but yeah, it's not worth it to get hepatitis or worse. Okay, just a little bit further. Well, I made it. It's just before noon. I wanted to actually go to the Mass that was taking place like right now. I guess it's a big one. They told me the Pilgrim's office said it's a kind of a special day, and there was a saint, not one I'm familiar with, that they were celebrating, and that the Archbishop was going to be here, and the great big incense thing, I guess, is broken, so they will not be doing that today, even though today's one of the special days in which they do that. So unfortunately, it's broken, so it doesn't make any difference. I couldn't go in because of this backpack. I hadn't had a chance to go to my hotel yet, so I'm going to now go to my hotel, get rid of my bag, find some lunch, and then there's a Mass at 7:30, so I'll just do that one later. But I made it. I got my pilgrim certificate and also my certificate of distance, so super excited. Hear the bells? Should be 3 more. All right, so off to my hotel. I'm starving. I walked here as fast as I could get here because I wanted to make it in as soon as I could before the lines got really too long to get my certificate. So first priority, but now I'm going to be here for the next day and a half, so I can just slow down and really enjoy the town and see what's here and take a tour of the cathedral. They told me at the Pilgrim's office to go back to room number 6 that there's an Irish nun who she talks with people and gives you like hot Irish tea and snacks and stuff, but I guess she does a tour of the church at 5 o'clock. So I might try to connect with her. Anyway, I'm going to put in this because there's a guy on the phone talking really loud, so I'm going to go now. This is inside the Cathedral of Santiago. This place is beautiful. It's massive. Here is the tomb of St. James here that you're allowed to see as well.
Que ahora venimos, ven.
That is beautiful. This is after we have exited out the side door. Tomorrow I'll try to do all the museums and check out more detail. All the things were booked up for today, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow. Little feet. Things are so high here. I remember right, they call this a Plaza de Cervantes. I came through here earlier trying to figure out how to get in the church and where to go to the pilgrim's office. Going down some stairs, trying to keep this steady. Now this is a different one. This is the Plaza de las Preterias. So this is the way back around to the front of the church. This place is huge. This is the way to the pilgrim's office. And Bar Barazal, that is where I had lunch, and I ate their croquetas. Those were so good. That was a very good lunch. I'm so glad I stopped there. Just trying to decide where to go. I'm just kind of wandering until I found something that looked good. And I was so cold that I had to go in this little shop and buy a sweatshirt because I couldn't take it anymore. It keeps getting misty and cold and rainy, and the weather just when you think it's going to be nice, and it gets uncomfortable again, and then it gets nice again and up and down. So I'm just trying to be comfortable. I'm back in the main church square. Try to shrink this down. Right. This is so big. Try to walk over here and get further distance. A lot of people are arriving. They're exhausted, I know. I know I am. There we go. So, really happy to be here. Kind of surreal because I've dreamed about coming to do this for so long, but now it's completed. Wow. So, very cool. Definitely going to stay here tomorrow in town and just take my time. I was starting to have doubts and think, well, maybe I should catch that bus and that tour to the other place, but nah, I'll just stay here. especially with the tours being all booked up for today anyway, so I'm not going to be able to do some of the things I want to do here, so I definitely choose this over that. So anyway, I'm just going to walk around and see what I see. Okay, so this is Cervantes Square. This is when I came through earlier, trying to find my way to the Pilgrim's office. You see, it's just, there's shops, like in restaurants, and thanks. Another old church. Looks like they're getting ready to set up for something, and a music group's on the backside of this fountain, getting ready to set up. Chocolate factory. I'm feeling pretty tired. I might, even though I've had lunch, I'm very tempted to stop and get another coffee because I'm tired, but I really don't want to go back to my hotel and sit and do nothing, so I keep pushing through. This is the Pilgrim's office. Like if you were to come here to get your certificate, like you bring your Pilgrim's credential here, and then that's how you can get your Compostela. You can also get a certificate of mileage too if you want that. Came back here. I'd already done this earlier today, but I came back because I was told to come back and see a nun. She was from Ireland, and to catch up with her. But unfortunately, I've come back and I can't locate the room, and there's a velvet rope blocking the staircase. So, and I think he said go upstairs. So apparently that's not accessible now. So I've missed that opportunity to meet her. I guess she does a tour of the church around 5 o'clock. So I don't know, maybe if I'm there at 5, I could slip on into her tour because it'd be in English. But I bought tickets for the museum for tomorrow anyway, so not a big deal. I'll just do that. So I think what I'll do is I've got about 4 hours till the 7:30 Mass, so I think I will just go back to my hotel. I can check in, actually officially go to my room now and check in. So I think I'll do that and then make my way back to the church for tonight. My hotel is just on the other side of that wall. I just got to go down, come back around and down the hill. So not too far from the cathedral. A little bit of a walk off the beaten path, but that's okay. It's still an easy walk over there. I'm just going to go back to my hotel and relax for just a moment. The weather feels better. I'm not freezing, but the extra sweatshirt is definitely helping. So anyway, it's a very pretty building in the far distance, by the way. All right, I'm gonna stop video and go relax, and I may not video again for a while because obviously you don't do that during church.